mountains of California. My latest kill wasn't a deer. The rangers just drove away, so I think I'm clear to write now. If you read the title, then you know I'm a hunter. And before I tell you the story, I think there are some misconceptions about hunters that I need to clear up. First off, I respect the wildlife. I don't kill for sport, and most of us don't either. I live in a secluded cabin in the mountains, and the nearest actual store is an hour or so from my cabin, so I find it easier to hunt deer instead of making that drive every time I need food. Second off, I see an animal who's injured, I put it out of its misery. That's not really a misconception, just a good segue into the story, since that's how it started. I was on a trip into the woods, venturing to a flower-filled meadow that deer seemed to love grazing and frolicking in. Usually there were several there, but this time there was none. Odd, after 45 minutes of nothing, I tromped out in my little field and took off my mufflers, my ears immediately being hit with the sound of a wounded deer. I figured I'd better put a bullet in its head instead of leaving it to suffer. I followed the sound and found the deer laying down on its side, intestines leaking from the large gash on its side. I took out my revolver I kept away from me for this particular task and took aim. Just then I heard crashing of bushes and branches snapping to my right. Something was coming. Based on the sounds, a bear maybe. I saw a boulder a few paces away, so I jumped behind it and waited. When the sound stopped, I peeked out from behind my little spot. A lone deer was standing over the wounded one, sniffing it and nudging it. I was confused and about to reveal myself when the deer looked around as if checking that no one was watching. Then it grew. Its bones grew into spindly limbs, tearing its flesh at its joints, and the smell of fresh blood wafted my way. Its antlers grew longer and more tangled, while its teeth, previously meant for chewing plants, shifted into a carnivorous maw. It began to use a pair of new clawed hands to tear the wounded deer open further and eat the organs that fell out. I tried not to let my breakfast come out, while I was planning on what to do next. My rifle was about 20 yards away. I wasn't sure how fast the thing was that it was feeding. I eventually decided on a mad dash to my gun, hoping it didn't chase me. I counted down from 3 and took off towards my dropped weapon. Behind me, I heard what I was dreading. The thing was after me. Shit. I jumped at my rifle and snatched it, whipping it around and shooting at a desperate blank in the thing's direction. I covered my face so I didn't see my shot hidden on its shoulder. It let out a sound that echoed off every tree in the dark woods. While it was reeling, I pulled out my revolver and ran up, holding the barrel an inch from its forehead. I fired. The killing shot. I realized I had better report this to the forest ranger, or even the police, but ended up picking the first one. I showed them the body, and they went silent, without a word. They loaded up the corpse into the pickup truck and drove off. So now I'm at my desk writing this, and well, I don't think I have much time left. I keep hearing something screeching, and I have no doubt it's another one of those things. I can hear them tapping, scratching at my window. If these are my last words, then I have a warning. There's an unknown species in the woods of California, and they look like deer.